Hello, everyone. This is Linda Drummond with Network in Action. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Amber Saunders. Hi, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Lynn?
Just great. Amber, let's tell everybody your company name and what it is you do.
Thank you, Linda. I am the owner of the Saunders firm PC. We are estate planning attorneys. So wills, trusts, estates, helping people create their legacy. That's what we do.
Oh, wonderful. Everybody wants to create a legacy. So, how did you get into this type of work?
Huh. It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. My grandmother was the only person that I knew who did any estate planning. So she had a healthcare directive, power of attorney, all of those things. Unfortunately, my grandfather did not do that with her. So when he passed away, it was a big mess. When my grandmother got sick, she had dementia. My mother and my uncle were able to take care of her with no issues. She had a nurse come in because of the insurance she had, all of those things. So I saw good estate planning and no estate planning. And when my uncle passed away not too long after my mother was able to inherit the house, which helped her with retirement and all of those things. So I've seen how doing estate planning the right way can help your children and your children's children in profound ways. And so I decided to start doing estate planning because of how my family managed or didn't manage the estate planning for our family members.
Nothing like firsthand knowledge, unfortunately. So, you've been doing this for a while, Amber. Do you have a success story you could share with me?
Yes, so I'd probably say all of my clients are success stories, but um, in particular, there were two who had similar circumstances. Both of these mothers wanted to make sure they were diagnosed with cancer and in hospice and would be leaving here soon. And so they wanted to make sure all of their affairs were in order for their children. One in particular had several real estate holdings that she wanted to make sure were okay and in a trust and set up the way she wanted. So we were able to get everything done before she transitioned. And so it allowed her daughter, who was the trustee, to be able to have some time to grieve. I mean, it's been probably a year or so since she passed away. And her daughter hasn't had to do much, didn't have to go to court, didn't have to manage anything, wasn't stressed out. She could take her time. Things were already being paid for and set up the way that she wanted them to, so that her daughter would have a chance to grieve. And so it's been pretty hard on her. But she didn't have to have the added stress of having to manage her mother's affairs. So it worked out exactly the way her mother wanted.
That is definitely a success story. Anyone that has had to go through that knows that is neither fun nor, unstressful for sure.
No.
So, what would you consider, Amber, a really good referral for you?
A good referral for me is someone who is interested in protecting their family from things like probate court or arguments. I think I always tell my clients that you see the worst in people when someone's getting a divorce and when someone dies. You never know how they're going to act. Either, people begin fighting over things because it wasn't outlined on paper, things like that. So if they want to ensure that their family doesn't have to go through that. So, and normally that's someone who's been through it before with one of their relatives and they had to take care of those things. So they've seen it firsthand and they want to avoid that for their family. So generally people who, care about making sure that the family stays together, that people aren't ripped apart worrying about assets or money or things like that. Those people generally want to ensure that, the family unit is stays together. Those people who have those kind of family values, things like that, are great candidates because they always want to avoid having to go through this process for their family.
Sure. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. When you are not helping people with all of their estate issues, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm a big reader, so I love reading, going to concerts, and I'm probably going to go back, but I started skydiving.
Love that. Did
So
you have you done your first jump and
yes, I did it around my birthday, And I thought that I thought I'd freak out. I was like, oh, this is going to be very bad for the person I'm attached to. But it was the calmest. He said I was the calmest person he's ever taken on a jump. I loved it. I'm probably going to go back a few more times. I don't know that I'll ever go enough for me to jump on my own. I think that might be too much, at least right now. But I have a couple more jumps scheduled. Definitely. It was very peaceful
Well,
and I enjoyed it.
congratulations on that. I'm
Thank
proud of you. And finally, Amber, if someone has a referral for you for either themselves or someone else, how can they reach out to you?
The best way to send the referral is either to have them call the office 678-680-4336 or do an email introduction. So amber@thesaundersfirm.com. I'll get the email or my assistant, but we'll make sure that we get them taken care of and acknowledge receiving the referral.
Well, Amber, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you today.
Yeah.
And I wish you the best of luck and welcome to Network in Action.
Thank you so much.
You have a fantastic day.
You too.